to show me anything, right? As I go through life, I don't want to behave in such a way that other people want to show me that I'm wrong, or show me how to do things, or show me that I mistreated them. So I don't want to do that. And influence, son, nothing's perfect, but over a period of time, it's going to be more like, right? The smartest thing I can do is be home at 11 because my dad's reasonable and he'll probably let me stay out later next time, right? As soon as I can show that I'm reasonable. And that's the goal. A lot of pushback at Tinker Air Force Base, but ultimately, because it's confusing, because some people act tough, but you still feel like you care, and then other people get confused and act tough when they don't care, and ultimately it's the feeling that the feeling that we get that makes people either be influenced or not be influenced. So ultimately, at Tinker Air Force Base, we decided if we were a platoon, and they said, well, if we're going to run up a hill and get shot at, are we going to take a vote? I said, no, the boss is the boss, but how you treat people along the way, you still get to decide, but how I treat you every day depends how you'll behave when we run up the hill. And I tell you it's time to run up the hill. And if I use my position and my status, and I'm powerful and strong, when we run up the hill, most of you will be thinking, I can't wait till someone shoots Andy. We can all run back down the hill, right? And then you're lucky if you haven't had a boss that you didn't want metaphorically to be transferred quick or retire early, right? And what you have is, you have people that you look out for, right? And you go, oh, that'll make it look bad, let me fix it. Then you have other people who, oh, that'll make it look bad, can't be traceable back to me, let it go through. We'll giggle about it at lunch, right? And that's ultimately, I know we would never do that, right? But that's also, I worry about that. And I should say, thanks to my colleagues who brought me, Courtney and Kelly and Sarah, and I know what they say when they listen to me say this. They say, for someone who tells people to be charming, he's not all that charming. And I know they say that. And I know that. But the point is, it's not how charming I am, it's how charming I would be if I wasn't trying, right? So I know it's not that charming, but it's much more charming than the natural me, right? So, and that's all we can ask for. So I appreciate you putting up with me for all of my slips. All right, let's see what's next. Next is we're going to come up with an influence plan. And we're going to try to take some of these ideas about influence and put them into a plan. And the plan is going to be, if we're influencing all along, what we're going to try to do, right, is recognize influence opportunities and make sure at the time of the ask, we're already set to get something that we want. So if you are young enough so that you were not working when IT was invented, you don't know how lucky you are. For the rest of us, we're sitting at our desk, mind our own business. They drop a computer on there, and if you're young, you're not going to believe it, but it's this green glow. And the only thing you could see is C://. And if you think about it, the day the computer showed up, there's no such thing as IT support, right? Because nobody has any experience. So at the university, right, we would call our IT people on the phone and harass them. And of course, at the university, we have tight budgets, so our IT people were paid probably half of the going rate of IT, so everyone we hired had no experience. If they figured out what was going on, they'd quit, double their salary somewhere else, we'd get another new person. So the only people working for us, if you think about it, were new people and people who hadn't figured it out yet, right? So it was rough. And what we would do is we would call them on the phone and try to get them to tell us over the phone how to fix our computer. So every time you called IT, the phone was busy. So obviously a long time ago, we had a dean back then, a great visionary. Here was his solution to the problem. Change their phone number, don't give it out. Right? That was the goal. Make them fill out work tickets. That's what he said, but nobody's going to know their phone number anymore except for him. Right? So, of course, we all ran down. It was amazing how we didn't need computers, but the minute we got it, suddenly we couldn't live without it. So we started running down there, harassing them in person. You'd go down to their office. There were 6 or 8 people hanging around complaining. So, true story, the dean took 4 IT people, put them in a big room, and locked the door. So our IT people are behind a locked door, and we don't know their phone number. Fill out work tickets. Twice a day, the work tickets are passed under the locked door. The theory is they will respond in the order in which they've been received. Put me down for don't believe it for a minute. right? What they do is pick up the ticket, decide how much they like you, and respond accordingly, right? And if you are their favorite, they come quickly. And if you're not, if you're a jerk, they tear up your ticket and giggle about it at lunch, right? They're just, what are they going to do? Fire me? I've got 3 weeks experience. You're right, you can tear up a lot of tickets, right? And probably get away with it. So I set out to be, with a plan, the IT people's favorite professor. We got 100 professors. What would you do if you wanted to be their favorite? Buy them food. Food is great. Any kind of food would be great. What else? Be appreciative, right? Be appreciative for trying instead of perfection would be great. Be empathetic, because it's fair. Yeah, empathetic. I'm going to do an empathetic. It's tough because computers are new and it's complicated anyway. Could learn their names. Don't you hate people who never pay attention to you until they need something? Right? It's like you're invisible and suddenly, hey Stevie, need something? Right? Because usually you don't say hi. So just the normal things of being nice. And here's something I found. Nice people feel badly being nice because they want something. Let's think about this. The alternative to being nice is you're not going to be nice. Right? Wouldn't you rather someone was nice to you just because they wanted something than that they weren't nice and wanted something? Right? There's nothing wrong with being nice because you want something, because actually when you're nice, you start becoming nice. So it actually becomes genuine. So in my case, right, I write down my plan, and when Stevie comes to see me, the IT guy, I'm like, Stevie, thanks for coming. And I said, here, have my chair. Right? And I cheer him on with empathy. Like, boy, these computers are so complicated, I don't see how you ever fix it. Of course, it is complicated, so he doesn't fix it. Right? But when he doesn't fix it, I don't send an email to his boss, Stevie is a moron. Do you have anybody down there who knows what's going on? Right? Because I get along with Stevie, he's entrusted me with his email address. I send an email to Stevie. Stevie, thank you so much for fixing my computer today. Unfortunately, there's another problem already, with the exact same symptoms as the last problem. Finally, Stevie comes back, fixes it on the 4th time, sent an email to his boss. Stevie's a genius. Fixed it in only 4 tries. A new writer, right? And of course, built into that story is that I am far from perfect, so I do not expect perfection from others. Try very hard when things go wrong, to say that's the way it goes. And one of the things so I've been doing programs, professional programs on behalf of the university for over 20 years. And I do between 80 and 100 a year, and I never, ever, ever check my stuff, all my materials and everything, because I completely trust our administrative people who do that. And then they ask me a lot of questions. I say, what do you think we should do? And I said, whatever you think, right? And let them decide, because I want them to have a stake in it. And then when there's a mistake, hopefully I just say mistakes happen, right? Because that's what I try to say. And the thing is, it's a great strategy, and I've had phenomenal luck with everything being perfect. About 99% of the time, it's perfect.